Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. My name's Lisa Jane and I just love to read. So today's reading vlog is going to be giving all those witchy vibes. This video should be coming out around Halloween, so I thought it was only fitting to read some witchy books. The book I'm going to be starting off with in this vlog is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. I can't wait to read this. I've looked inside and there's not that many pages, but the writing is small. And just to give you a little bit of an overview of what this is about, it just says Mika Moon follows 3 rules. Hide your magic, keep your head down and stay away from other witches. Mika is good at being alone and she doesn't mind it, mostly. But when she is invited to teach 3 young witches at the mysterious Nowhere house, Mika jumps at the chance for a different life. As she comes to care for its quirky inhabitants, and Jamie, the handsome but prickly librarian, belonging somewhere feels like a real possibility. But magic isn't the only danger in the world. Is it worth risking everything to protect the found family Mika didn't know she was looking for? So, yeah, I really can't wait to get stuck in. And as always, I will update you when I've read a bit of the book. I started The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches yesterday. I am about 60 pages in now, and is it too soon to say I'm getting that 5-star feeling? I am really enjoying this. It's just, I don't know what it is about it. Some books just give you that feeling, and it's very cozy, very magical. And yeah, I am just really enjoying it. And this is my first book by Sangu Mandana. And I have the other book that she's wrote, which is is it A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping? I want to say it's that. So reading this has made me really excited for that one. So in this book, we are following Mika Moon. Mika is a witch, and witches, you know, they have to stay undercover and not be noticed in general society. And Mika is part of this secret society called the Secret Society of Irregular Witches. And they just meet every so often, not very often, but they do meet just to discuss whether they've, you know, found ways of doing magic differently, new magic spells. If anybody in the general public has noticed anything about them, so that they can work out what to do next. Mika is on social media, and she is probably a bit like YouTube platform, and she is even though she is a witch, she's pretending to be a witch online. So it's very complex, but it's great the way she does it. And basically she gets a message from Ian, who lives at the Nowhere house. Now, he basically he lives in a house that houses 3 young witches, and they can't control their magic. And he sees Mika online, and he has this feeling that although she's only pretending to be a witch, she actually is a witch. So with that, he sends her a private message, and we go from there, and she ends up moving to, I think it's Norfolk, I want to say, to train these young witches how to conceal their magic, because they haven't left this house in a couple of years now. They're being taught at home because it's too risky for them to be out and about when they just haven't got any control over their magic. But yeah, that's where I'm up to. Mika is just moving in, and yeah, it's so good. I can't recommend this book enough. But as soon as I obviously have a bit more to update, I will get back to you. I just wanted to update you on the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. When I last spoke to you, I said this is like a book I'm really enjoying, and it's giving that 5-star feeling. I think I'm still really enjoying it, but however, I don't know whether 5 stars is too much, but we shall see. So when I spoke to you last, I think I just said that Mika had moved into this nowhere house, this place called the Nowhere House, and she has been asked to look after these 3 young witches and basically train them so they can control their magic. In the house, the 3 witches are called Terracotta, Rosetta, and I can't think what the little girl's name is. I'll pop it here somewhere. Begins with an A. And basically 2 of the girls have took to her straight away, and Terracotta, who I think is the eldest, I want to say, isn't getting along with her so well. I'm not going to go into that any more than that. And obviously we've met the people who live in the house. So we've got Ian, who is like the caretaker. We've got Lucy, who like is the cleaner, and we've got Ken, who is Ian's husband, and he's just there as well. And then we've obviously got Jamie, who's the prickly librarian, and obviously him and Mika are like very much not getting along. But yeah, it's really good. Jamie is very fond of these children. They are living, this Nowhere House belongs to a witch, and she's never there really. And yeah, it's just, I am really enjoying it. We shall see whether the 5-star feeling is going to last, or it might just be under, but it's an excellent book, and I would highly recommend for this time of year, because it's just giving you all them witchy vibes. But yeah, I will probably update you now when I'm towards the end, because I'm at just over 50% of the way through now. And like I always say in every vlog, although it's nice to update you on things, I need to be really careful that I'm not giving too much away, because I still want you to experience the book in the way I've experienced it. So yeah, but I will catch up with you soon. Literally got about 50 pages left of the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and I just wanted to come on because we are at the point where something has happened, and it's not your usual like miscommunication, if you like, or not in my eyes. It's more of a betrayal, if I'm honest, and it was something I wasn't expecting at all. But it's really good. So I'm hoping now, I think it's about 7:30 at night now, and I'm hoping I'm going to get this finished. And then what I will do is I will give you my final updates in the morning. Please just ignore my hair. It's literally, I think, 6:45 in the morning. I'm just about to go and get ready for work, but I just wanted to quickly update you on the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. So last night I updated you and said I had about 50 pages left, and I managed to get that read by, I think it was about 9 o'clock in the end. Really enjoyed it. Wasn't expecting the ending to be how it was. Overall, really enjoyed that book. It's not quite a 5-star like I thought it was going to be. However, I am going to be rating it 4.5, which is still an amazing rating for a book. After I finished Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, I decided to pick up the next book because it was only like 9, and usually I can read for a good couple of hours in bed. So I decided to pick up my next witchy read, which is The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. This book is the second book in the Gravesglen series. So the first book was The Ex-Hex. The Ex-Hex I did enjoy. It wasn't anything spectacular. I know some people have enjoyed it a lot more than I did. However, when I went to 66 Books earlier this year, this was like a couple of pound, and I thought, well, I might as well just pick it up and see what it's about. So like I said, I started this one last night. This one follows the cousin of Vivi in the first book and the older brother of Reese in the first book. So we have in this one Gwyn and Wells. And I've only met Gwyn at the moment. Again, we've been reintroduced to her. Obviously, I could tell you what the back says because I don't think that's going to be giving anything away from the first book. So if you don't want to listen to this bit, please skip along a bit ahead. So it just says, Gwyn Jones is perfectly happy with her life in Gravesglen. She's formed a powerful new coven with her family, she's running a successful witchcraft shop, and she's mentoring some younger witches. As Halloween approaches, there's only one problem: Llewellyn Wells Penhallow. Wells has come to Gravesglen for 2 reasons: to re-establish his family's connection in the town and to make a new life for himself away from his father. But when he opens his own magic shop, he quickly learns that he's going up against Gwyn, and that won't be easy, especially after an accidental magic-inspired and very hot kiss. While Gwyn and Wells are fully committed to their witchy rivalry, they're thrown together and once again to deal with the sudden appearance of a mysterious new coven and Gwyn's growing concern that something or someone is messing with her magic. So it sort of feels like it's following the same formula as the first book, quite possibly. But I started it last night and yeah, it's okay. We had a flashback at the beginning to like 13 years ago at Penhaven College, and then we are then brought forward into the present at chapter 1. But yeah, not too much to update, and like I say, I'm going to be very careful when I'm updating this one, only because I don't want to give anything away from the first book. But yeah, when I've got some more to say, I will let you know. I read this book again last night. I only read about 30 pages because I was just, as always, absolutely shattered. I think going back to work after being off all summer, and then I've started uni as well, it's just like really tiring me out. But yeah, I read another about 30 pages and we have now met a bit more of Wells. Wells met Gwyn, who is the other main character, in Penhaven College like 13 years prior, and I don't think she particularly liked him. And then Wells just, I don't know if he disappears as such, but he goes off and he doesn't ever come back, and he's running this pub, and it's a family pub, and over the years it's just got quieter and quieter and quieter. So with like his dad's blessing, because he is like his dad's like favourite, if you like, or it almost seems like that in the book, he decides to pack up and move back to Gravesglen, and that's really where I'm up to. I know he has his eye on a shop that he wants to do up and start selling things from and doing things from, etc. But Gwyn also has a shop in that same town, so I think there's going to be a little bit of rivalry. but I think there's also going to be some romance, as always in these kind of books. But obviously, the title says The Kiss Curse, so I'm assuming there's going to be something to do with a curse again in this one. But yeah, I am enjoying this one so far. I think, to be honest, I might even be enjoying this one a tad more than the XX, and I think whether it's because I'm just in the right frame of mind to read this one at the moment, I don't know. I really don't know. It's not anything that blows your mind like the XX wasn't for me. But yeah, I will let you know when I have some more to say. Good morning. I don't think I need to excuse my hair again. I think you are used to seeing it like this now when I'm doing vlogs in the morning. It's literally about 6:30 in the morning, but I haven't updated this vlog for a couple of days, and I am currently reading The Kiss Curse. I'm just over halfway through now. It's taken me a little bit longer than usual, but I think that's again just because, and I think I've mentioned this several times, I'm just shattered at the minute. I think work's very busy and it's taking it out of me, so I'm not doing quite as much reading as I would usually. However, when I read it, I am enjoying it. It is based around Gwyn and Wells and their relationship at the moment. He's obviously moved back to the town. I think I mentioned that in the last bit of this vlog. He's moved back to the town. He's opened up his own shop, and it's opposite from Gwyn's, and there is a bit of, I wouldn't say enemies. There's a bit of rivalry there. However, they both have feelings for each other that they're trying to push down and can't understand why it's happening. So we've got all that going on, and then we've had, we've been introduced to three or four new characters. 3 are some girls from the Penhallow College, and they just happen to be in an area where Gwyn was with Vivi. Gwyn has roped herself in to help them with their homework, you know, and make sure they're doing it. She's sort of like being their tutor, if you like, outside of school. And then we've also been introduced to somebody called Morgan, who has just come back. She is a very powerful witch. We are not sure why she's come back, and Wells and Gwyn are very suspicious over her. And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm up to. They've just been invited to a party at this new witch's house, and that's pretty much where I've just hit now. They've just arrived at the house for the party. But yeah, like I say, when I'm picking it up, I am enjoying it. It's just taking me a while to read it this time. I am now about 50 or 60 pages away from the end of The Kiss Curse. Couldn't think what it was called then. The Kiss Curse. The book is upstairs at the moment, so that's why I haven't got it with me to hand. But it's been really good. I have enjoyed this one. I don't think it's, like I said, the XX wasn't necessarily anything out of the ordinary for me, and I think I probably will end up rating it around a 3.5. However, the ending might blow me away, who knows. But I think last time I spoke to you, I was saying about the rivalry between Wells and Gwyn. Now that's moved on slightly, and they have sort of paired themselves together against this other witch, Morgan, and they got sort of caught in a funny situation where they had to pretend to kiss, and obviously that sort of set off their feelings even more for each other. So yeah, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it, but we all know how these sort of books go anyway. It's just that I would rather you read these things and experience them for yourselves. But yeah, really enjoying it. I will obviously give you my final update now when I've finished the book. Last night I finished The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. I have decided to give this a 3.5 stars. I think I said probably not too far from the end that I was still feeling that way. It's not a bad book. It follows Gwyn and Wells, as I said at the beginning, and basically she comes across some of these people that she's known in the past. Gwyn starts to lose her magic partway through, and I think that's what the plot is basically driven around, finding out why her magic's disappeared. So I'm not going to say any more than that, only to just let you know that I give it a 3.5 stars. And yeah, if you're wanting a fun, quick, witchy read, then this is the series for you. Like I say, this is book 2 in the Gravesglen series. Book 1 is the X-Hex. I don't know whether I'm going to buy The Wedding Witch, which is book 3. We shall see how I feel about that. But it's quite possible because, like I say, I've read 2 of the books now, so I might as well finish the series. But yeah, I won't be buying that now till next year if I do get it at all. So after finishing The Kiss Curse, I wanted to pick up my final book for this vlog, and that is The Witch is Back by Sophie H. Morgan. I'm only going into chapter 3, so I've read about 30 pages. This book seems really good up to now. I have met Emma, or Emmeline, who is the main female character in this, and she is basically a witch, but her powers are very, very watered down. So as a witch, you have sort of like 2 choices. You need to either be magical and powerful, or you need to marry into a high family. And I think Emma was going to marry somebody in a high family called Bastian, and they were set to marry, and then he disappeared. Emma, I think, really did like him or love him, and she couldn't cope, and she moved away to, I think it's Chicago, I want to say. I think, yeah. Yeah, Bastian Trudeau left her with nothing but the shame of a broken marriage contract. And she opens up her own cocktail bar. And she meets a couple of people there. One is named Leah and one is named Tia. Tia is her only witch friend in Chicago, and Leah isn't a witch, but she knows that they are witches. She met Leah in a shelter, like a shelter for pets, like animals, and this is where we meet Chester, who is Emma's dog. So we've got to meet a few of the characters that are within the story, and yeah, we're going to go from there. Bastian has just turned up. This is all on the back of the book, by the way, so I'm not giving too much away. Bastian has just turned up at the bar, unexpected, and she's in, obviously, a lot of shock. Yeah, he's just turned up out the blue, basically, and said, I think he actually, at one point, I'll see if I can find it, he said something about giving his, how does she feel about giving her fiance a hug? Oh my God, if somebody had left you 7 years ago with no message, I'd want to smack him in the face, never mind give him a hug. So that really annoyed me, which is obviously, you know, part of the story. But yeah, I am enjoying it. I think I've read, like, this is my 3rd witchy book in a row now, because obviously I wanted to get this vlog up for you on Halloween. But yeah, I think sometimes reading similar books back to back does feel a bit samey. I think I've said this in previous vlogs. However, I did want to read these books, so at least they'll be off my TBR as well. This one has been on my TBR for, I think about a year at this point. I think I bought it last October. So it is really good to get it off. And I will probably give you an update towards the halfway point, because I don't want this video being far too long. I just wanted to pop on here before I go to work. It's actually a few days later now than the last clip you saw. I have sadly, and it takes a lot, I was over 100 pages in, I've DNF'd The Witch is Back. It's not necessarily because it's a bad book, it's just, I feel like I'm just not interested in it, I'm just not bothered by it. And I don't know whether it's because I've read a few like romance style books back to back, I don't know, I really just don't know. However, I feel like I need some sort of genre mix up now, a fantasy, a thriller, classic, whatever. But yeah, so that is going to be the end of this vlog. If you do think The Witch is Back is worth reading, I may put it back on my TBR and have a go again next year. But if I don't get any responses, I'm going to take that as the fact that it's not the best book and I'm possibly wasting my time reading it. But yeah, like I said, sadly, this is going to be the end of the vlog. I hope you enjoyed the 2 books that I did manage to read in this video, which was The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches and The Kiss Curse. I really enjoyed them books, and obviously you heard all my thoughts on them. And yeah, like I say, I am hoping to get lots more videos out to you in the coming weeks, and I will see you in my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.